This question is to do with collisions and vectors in motion, and these are two things which are moving with a constant speed. So it says at noon, a ferry F is 490 meters due north of an observation point O. It is moving with a constant velocity, 5I plus 5J meters per second. A speedboat S is 630 meters due east of O, moving with a velocity of minus 4I plus 12J meters per second. Write down the position vectors of F and S at time t seconds after noon. Okay, first thing, it says F is 490 meters due north of the observation point. Okay, so that is the first thing I've done here. So for F, 490 meters due north means I've got no horizontal direction, so no 0I, but I have 490 J. And it is moving with, it is moving with a constant velocity of 5I plus J. So it starts here at 490, and it's moving with a speed of our velocity of 5I plus 5J, and that's times your time. So that's your this is your initial position, and that is then the displacement at which you move then over a certain amount of time. I'm going to do the same again for S. So if we look at S, a speedboat S is 630 meters due east of O, moving with a constant velocity of minus 4I plus 12 meters per second. So if we look back here, the speedboat was 630 meters due east, so that's 630I, and no J then, and it was going at a speed of minus 4I plus 12J, and that's times your time. So again, this is its initial position, and this bit is what it moves in a certain time. Next part of the question says, and very important here, it says show that F and S collide. Right, you imagine now these are moving in two dimensions. If you imagine I have an axis here, and I've got my I point and my I-axis and my J-axis. One of them could be moving, who knows what way they're moving, but one of them could be moving like this, and the other one could be moving like this in this direction. Now these two things clearly don't meet, but at this point here, they have the same I component. So for them to meet, they would need to have the same I component and also the same J component. So we need both of those things to happen. So for them to meet, you need the I component and J component to both happen at the same time. So we're going to put, this is me putting my my yellow equation equal to my blue equation here. So 490 plus 5t equals 630, 0 plus minus 412t. And then we're going to look at the i's and the j's. So when I look at the i's, what I mean, I'm looking at the 0 times the 5t is equal to 630 times minus 4t. So that's where this line came from. A wee bit of working out, a wee bit of solving here. Bring all the t's to the left-hand side, you'll get 9t is equal to 630. Divide by 9, you'll get 70, and that was t was in seconds, so 70 seconds. Now the next bit, we're looking at the j's. So where this comes from, 490 plus 5t is equal to 0 plus 12t. So that's where this comes from. This is from the j's. 490 is equal to 5t plus 12j. Bring all the t's to the right-hand side this time. 490 is equal to 7t. And a wee bit of working out gives you your t is equal to 70 seconds. And you remember we had t is equal to 70 seconds. So that means at 70 seconds, their I component is the same, and very importantly, their J component is the same. So that means they will intersect. So that this t is equal to 70. So this would have been, if you imagine here, that would have been when t is equal to 70, their I component and their J component was the same. Now, if the question had asked you, could ask you this question, show if they meet or not. To show that they didn't meet, you would have worked this out, and maybe in the second bit, instead of getting this, you would get t is equal to, I don't know, t is equal to 40 seconds. So whenever their I components are the same, that's 70 seconds, but their J components were the same at 40 seconds. So in that instance, they would not meet. Okay, they would just sort of pass each other. Right, The last part of the question then says, find the position vector of the point of collision. So remember they collided whenever t was equal to 70. So I've just gone back to my original equation here for my f. You could use either one and it will still work. And my t value, instead of having, sorry, let me just write that out again what it was for f. It was 0, 490 plus, and I'd written as 55t. But I'll just put a t in front, the 70 in front. And you can see then that it's 0 plus 70 times 5, and then 490 plus 70 times 5. So it works out as 350, 840 is a nice column vector, but just because I gave the question in terms of vectors, I give it back in terms of vectors.